Hi guys, my name is Karthik and I'm from executeautomation.com and welcome to part 10 of our Cucumber with Selenium video series. And in this video, we'll be talking about step argument transformation. So before watching this part, I would request you to watch part 9 since this part is going to be a complete continuation of that part. Alright, so let's get started. Let's all try to help save tree, water and energy to save our motherly planet Earth. So let's try to do it as much as possible. Argument transformation. A step argument transformation can simplest be described as a way to get typed object for a certain pattern in the given when then scenario. So this is very important. Let's say if you want to convert an object or a type to certain custom type, then you can do that via this concept, the argument transformation. So it allows the transformation of a step definition argument to a custom type, giving you full control over how that type is being instantiated. So this is really awesome because if you want to convert certain types from a step definition argument to a specific type that you want, let's say if you want to convert an integer to a string or a string to a datetime format, then you can do that using this argument transformation concept available in Cucumber out of the box. So if you are from a SpecFlow background, you should have worked with step argument transformation already, which comes with a DLL called specflow.assist.dynamic. So we have already discussed about this a lot in our SpecFlow video series of Execute Automation channel. So please go ahead and watch there how we did that in SpecFlow. And the same concept is available in Cucumber out of the box, and we can achieve this using what is called as a transformer class. So using this transformer class, we can convert any type, and you can see that within this angle bracket I have passed string. So I'm trying to convert a string type this time, and if I want to pass a specific type, let's say if you have a custom type called user form or user class, so you can just pass the user as well. So it can be of any type you want. So what is the difference between SpecFlow and Cucumber's step argument transformation? To achieve a step argument transformation, following rules needs to be followed in SpecFlow. The return type of a transformation should be same as the parameter type, and the regular expression should match to the original argument. And if there are multiple matching transformations available, a warning is provided in the trace log and the first transformation is being used. But in Cucumber, there is no such harsh rules available. You just need to extend any type to transformer type, and then you need to override the transform method available in the transformer class, and then the argument that you need to convert or transform should be called with an @transform annotation as a parameter. So this is what is the rules, and it is pretty straightforward and simple. So let's quickly see this in action and see how things works. So for that, I'm going to flip to IntelliJ. So this is the same project which we have been working so long from our previous video, and what I'm going to do this time is for our step argument transformation, I'm not really going to convert a type for the first time. Let's say I just want to add a email address for every email name or ID, like username that I pass with the suffix of @ea.com. right? So in order to do that, what I can do is, let's say I just want to create a dummy step here, and I enter the user's email address as admin. Let's say this is the case, and if there is an email address with something called as email:admin, then I would want to say that, okay, so if this is the case, then just convert the string of email admin to admin@ea.com, right? So this is kind of dummy case for now, so don't worry about it yet. I'm just going to just show you how the transformation works. Next example, I will show you how to do that with the different types, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a step definition for our step in the feature. So what I'm going to do, let's try to expand this, and it won't work. So all I have to do is just go over here and do a increase font size. So this will increase the font size for me, rather doing that, there is one more option, Control Alt S. This will bring the settings, and here in the general there is something called as change font size based on the scrolling of the mouse wheel. So I'm just going to check that, hit apply, hit OK. Now if I just increase the font size by scrolling the mouse scroll wheel, it will just increase the font size. So it is pretty cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this guy, and here for the username, let's say I just want to just do a regular expression over here. So I'm just going to copy this. So instead of this guy, the email, I'm just going to put it over here, something like this, and let's call this as a string email. And now I just want to convert or maybe add a value over here, something like system.out.print. I want to say the email address is, and if I print the email right now, it will be just admin, right? It won't be something else. But I just want to suffix the @ea.com for every email that I pass over here for this particular string. So I want to transform that. So how do I do that? It's very simple using what is called a step argument transformation. So I'm going to create a package here because it's a best practice. So whatever transformations that you do, you just put it in the transformation folder, and within this transformation folder you can just add a class, and let's call this as email convert or email transform, and hit OK. So what does it say? Do you want to add in the git for now? I can maybe, yep, I just want to add that. So it is adding to the git. Let's expand the size of this class as well. All right, and now I'm just going to say extends. As I already said, we need to extend this particular class using what is called as a transformer class. So this transformer class is actually available in the cucumber.api. So I'm just going to use that, and this time I'm just going to use the string type because I'm just going to add or suffix a email address. So the string is fine, and if you just over here, it says that the email transformer must either declare the class as an abstract or implement the transform method. So as I already said in the slide, we need to implement the @transform method. So for doing that, just call this public, and I'm just going to return something over here. Oops, string, and let's call this as transform, and let's say value, or you can even say email if you want to. That's okay, whatever it is. Email, okay, maybe it's a username, and then we just need to return the username dot concatenate ea.com, right? I just want to return that. And since you are trying to implement and you're going to override this particular method available in the transformer, so you need to call the @override attribute or annotation. So I'm just going to save it, and then I'm just going to go over here to the login step, and since we are going to call this transformation, we need to call the @transform attribute over here. So for now, just try to run this and see if everything is looking good. So I'm just going to run this particular login feature, and I will see that whether I get the printed output for the email, which is nothing but the username admin. So let's see if we get that. All right, so we see there is something called as, if we go to this particular feature, the address is admin, right? We are getting something over here, but it is not admin@ea.com. So if I add the @transform annotations for the argument, you will see that it will work fine. So for doing that, let me close these two browsers and let's go to the step over here. So for this particular email that I'm passing in here, I'm going to transform, right? So it is pretty straightforward then compared to the spec flow of C# because it says that which particular argument that you have to transform. But there is one more downside because in spec flow it does things automatically, whereas here you have to tell exactly which particular argument that you need to transform. So there is both pros and cons in both of them, but I would say this is pretty good than SpecFlow. So I'm just going to use the @transform, and here I'm going to say which particular class that I need to call so that it will convert the email username to the concatenated value. So it is available in what is called as the email transformer class. So email transformer dot class, there we go. So this will tell that, okay, this particular username has to be transformed into what is called as a concatenated value available over here. So whatever username that you pass, admin, and it will concatenate to @ea.com, right? I just missed the @ symbol out there. So now if I try to run this time I should see admin @ea.com. So before that you saw just email address is admin. Now you will see admin @ea.com. But before that, let's quickly see why is this coming in a single line. Okay, everything is system out println, so I don't know why. So let's quickly run this. All right, the browser open, which means that particular step has been executed. So, all right. And now if I go over here, you can see that this time I have the email address is admin @ea.com, right? So this particular step has been transformed into a concatenated value, which is great, right? So this is what is the transformation that you can do using the step argument transformation. So the last thing which I told, the conversion or converting of a type. So that's pretty important, right? So I'm going to deal with another very simple way of conversion, because this is a basic of Cucumbers. They're not really going to deep dive into some custom types. Rather, I'm going to do with the available types with Java. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to convert the integer into string count, something like that. What do you say that? And I verify the count of my salary digits for rupees 1,000. It's completely idiosyncratic example, I know that, but just to show you how things works from a string to an integer, right? I'm just going to convert that. That's why I'm just saying this is a ridiculous example, but just to show you how to transform an integer into a string and how it returns the count value to you. That's what I'm going to show you this time, right? So I'm just going to create one more transformation step here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add one more Java class, and let's call this as an salary count transformer. And here I'm just going to say extend transformer, and this time I'm going to extend integer, right? And this integer is going to, again, as I already said, we need to override override public, and it's going to turn integer, integer, and transform. So I'm going to say salary. So this is going to be it's going to take the input as a string salary, but it's going to return you the count of that particular salary, right? So how to do that? So it's just going to return the salary dot length. All right, return. There we go. So this is going to return the length of the particular value that you're going to pass in for the particular step argument. So let's go over here. It is not being implemented yet, so Control Alt B, or sorry, Alt Enter, and create the step definition in the login step. It comes in here, so you can see that it is automatically bringing the salary for us. And let's see, system dot out dot println my salary digits count is I'm just going to say salary. All right, and now I'm just going to call the @transform attribute or annotation, and then I'm going to call the salary count transformer dot class. There we go. I'm just going to save it. Control Alt L. This will align the line. Everything is looking good. I'm just going to save it. And right now, if I try to run this, you can see that it will give you the count of your salary as 1000, but as 4, sorry. So what does it says? It says transformer. I think there is something I'm missing. Yep, sorry, it is transform. All right, I just missed a S out there. So let's try to run this feature again. All right, it's opening the browser and it's entering the username and password, which means that particular step has been executed. And now if I go to the result here, you can see that my salary digit count is 4. Cool, right? So if you pass 1000, it is 4, and if you pass maybe 10,000 or something like that, and now if I try to run this, it should return you the number of digits that you are passing in as a salary. So if this is your salary, you'll be very, very happy, of course, in India for now. So yeah, so this is what it is. So this is how you can perform the step argument transformation using Cucumber. So this is exactly available in SpecFlow as well. Well, the concept is very simple in Cucumber than compared to SpecFlow, right? So once again, that's it guys. Thank you very much for watching this video and have a great day.